ES Audio.
Hello, I'm Mark Blunden, and this is the Evening Standard's Tech and Science Daily. Coming up, how BTS and Ed Sheeran influence the science of our sleep. But first, a Covid-19 update, and a new variant is said to account for nearly a quarter of cases of coronavirus in England. Orthrus is a sublineage of the Omicron variant and was first detected in November last year. That's according to health surveillance data. The UK Health Security Agency says Orthrus accounted for about 23% of COVID cases in England at the start of the new year. Symptoms include a sore throat, runny nose, congestion and a cough. The UK HSA says data suggests it could represent 100% of all cases in some areas. Now, the robots are coming, but what are the cast iron human skills, ensuring they won't swoop in to pinch that job you've been applying for?
When we get people to write this job application, actually the ones that stand out maybe don't follow the brief. They write 10 words instead of 300, or they argue with the brief, or they tell us something really self-deprecating that wins us over. And it's all that slightly lateral stuff that I guess right now you're not getting from an AI, which is just playing the percentages.
That's Neil Taylor, founder of London creative consultancy Schwa, who actually got the artificial intelligence software ChatGPT to write 300 words on the secret of good writing in blind applications. So how did the AI fare?
We ask applicants always to do a bit of writing, and the job is to stand out from the other applicants. And we thought that was a really good test of ChatGPT. We gave it a few goes. Most of them were bang average, but one of them, when we snuck it into the pile of applications, made it through.
So what are his top tips to make yourself indispensable?
I'm in the creative world, and lots of people are attracted to that because it's fun. But I guess AI has raised the bar. If you're just going to be average at writing or design, probably that won't cut it. So I guess you really have to ask yourself, am I good enough to stand out in that world? But I think if you are, it's still a really great place to be interested in. And
you can click in the description to hear Tech and Science Daily's report on whether ChatGPT can craft a half-decent podcast script. Now, sleep science is being given a shake-up because research has found songs considerably more upbeat than traditional lullabies are helping people nod off. According to the study by the Centre for Music in the Brain at Aarhus University in Denmark, tracks by Bryan Adams and Aretha Franklin and also BTS are popular on playlists marked sleep-related. In fact, 31% of songs were unexpectedly energetic and faster in tempo, such as Coldplay's The Scientist and Perfect by Ed Sheeran. They analysed more than 225,000 Spotify tracks from 1,000 sleep-related playlists, but found slower numbers, including Brahms' Lullaby or Bach's Air on a G-string, remained most popular while trying to count sheep. An amazing 256 fossilised unhatched dinosaur eggs have been discovered in India, suggesting the beasts nested together much like modern birds. Researchers at the University of New Delhi found 92 nesting sites in the Lower Narmada Valley that once belonged to titanosaurs, a family of long-necked dinosaurs that included some of the largest ever to exist. The dinosaur hatchery covers over 600 miles, but what did they look like? Like other sauropods, titanosaurs were herbivores, quadrupeds, and they were about the size of a whale, with long tails, long necks, and small heads. Next, in the latest round of job cuts to rock the tech sector after Meta and Amazon, around 10,000 positions are being axed at Microsoft in the face of the economic downturn. The software giant says the cuts, which is almost 5% of its workforce, were being made in response to what it calls macroeconomic conditions and changing customer priorities. The company plans to complete the job losses by the end of September, but Microsoft has so far declined to give a breakdown of cuts per country or give details on what the impact would be on the UK, where it employs 6,000 people. Let's go to the ads. Stay there for more news from the world of tech and science. Plus, in gaming, Activision confirms Warzone leak. And fancy a job on Netflix's private jet?
Cabin crew, prepare for landing, thank you.
Why not hit rate and follow in the meantime? Welcome back. After the collapse of British Volt, you might think it's game over for the UK battery industry, but now a taxi firm in Nottingham is pilot testing wireless charging pads so the vehicles can recharge while queuing on the rank. It's based on technology developed by battery pioneer Nikola Tesla that allows the cabs to repower from corresponding chargers embedded into the road surface. A coil system in the road vibrates at a specific frequency that's sent to the taxi as electricity, much like those Scalextric's toy cars. So could it be a case of taxi for range anxiety for EV owners in the future? Now, Call of Duty fans, Activision has confirmed a recent leak about delays to Season 2 of Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2 until the 15th of February. And what will be in the update when it comes? Season 2 of Warzone 2 will include the popular Resurgence mode and the return of small map mode. In a Twitter post, developers also say they've listened to gamers and will be improving the title's general playability, plus new weapons. And finally, if you're wondering where those increasing fees for your Netflix subscription goes, could it be on a private jet? Because the streaming giant is advertising for cabin crew to work on one of its fleet of luxury planes. Successful candidates for the Netflix aviation role must show what it calls independent judgment, discretion and outstanding customer service skills. And the salary, well, the range is from $60,000 up to $385,000 a year, or a shade over £313,000. That's 19,500 premium Netflix subscriptions. You're up to date. Come back at 4 p.m. for the Leader podcast, where we bring you the latest news, interviews and analysis from the Evening Standard here in London, and we'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. See you then.